Hi, my name is Miranda. There are so many horrible symptoms that come with perimenopause, and I have listed many of them in the written notes under this video because it can be nice to know what they all are and start to think, actually I'm not going mad, that is my perimenopause. And yoga can help enormously. It's not a magic bullet for menopause, but it really can help to balance our hormones. It can help us sleep better, and when we're sleeping better, all of the symptoms are reduced. And stress makes all our symptoms worse. So if we can get rid of stress, we can really reduce all the symptoms. I don't know how hot flushes are reduced, but I've definitely found that yoga has helped me really pretty much eliminate hot flushes. Also, the turning upside down, so the inversions that we do in yoga, it can help to shift all our organs around. It can help us feel more energized and help us focus, thinking more clearly, so losing that awful foggy brain, and the mindfulness that comes with yoga. So I'm going to include a fair few of these in the session that we're going to do today, but also you might like to do some of my other videos for anxiety and stress, that those can help, one for the gut, and several other videos that would also be helpful, but this is just more specific things that I found helpful. So start off on your back. Just take a moment on your back, settle, and then bring your knees in towards your chest. And hug your knees in towards your chest and breathe deeply. Long, deep breaths. Breathing through your nose, and breathing through your nose is a really important part of reducing our stress. It calms the nervous system. Slows the breath down. So breathing through your nose, drawing your breath down into your belly. Feeling your belly rise and fall. Then we're going to circle the knees. So bring your knees in towards you and separate them. Take them away from you and back together again. So 2 circles with the knees as if we're doing breaststroke with the legs. And this really helps to free up our hips. And we can get very stiff in our joints when we're going through perimenopause. So this really helps to free up the hips. Also helps to tone the pelvic floor, and our pelvic floor can be hit by menopause. So then if you take the circles in the other direction. So just making these circles as big as feels good for you. Just encouraging a freedom in the hip sockets. And then coming to center, bring your right knee in towards your chest. Snuggle that right knee in, slide your left leg along the floor and push away with your left foot. So you're creating space in that left hip socket. Snuggling that right knee in, catching hold around the shin. And again, breathing deeply through the nose. So long, slow breaths. And then circle your right foot. So bringing movement to the right ankle. And then the other direction. Then catch hold behind your thigh. Keep your thigh close in towards your chest. And when you're ready to, inhale, take the foot up to the ceiling, up to where you feel a stretch in the back of your thigh. And then exhale, let the foot come back down. Inhale, take the foot up to where you feel a stretch in the back of your thigh. And exhale, let the foot come back down. And again, take it up, but this time keep it there. So it's not about going for a straight leg, it's about the stretch. Then reach away with your heel and point your foot. Reach away with your heel and point your foot. Reach away with the heel and point and let go. We're going to bring the other leg in. So bring your left knee in, catch hold around the shin first of all. Slide your right leg away from you, push away with your foot, press down with the thighs. You snuggle that knee in again. And again, just taking a moment to breathe deeply through your nose. Long, deep breaths. And then again, when you're ready to, circle your left foot. So again, bringing movement to the ankle. And observing. Taking the circle the other direction. And then catch hold behind your thigh. Keeping your thigh close in towards your chest. Inhale, take the foot up to where you feel a stretch. And exhale, let the foot come back down. So still breathing through your nose. Inhale, take the foot up to where you feel the stretch in the back of the thigh. And exhaling, when you're ready to, bring the foot back down. And again, inhale, take it up, but this time keep it there. So again, it's about the stretch, not about a straight leg. Then reach away with your heel and point your foot. Reach away with your heel and point. Reach away with your heel and point. And then letting go, bring both knees in towards your chest, hug your knees and rock from side to side, giving your back a nice massage. Then bring your feet onto the floor, arms by your sides, shoulders away from your ears. We're going to bring some movement to the pelvis and the pelvic floor. So take a deep breath in, draw your breath down into your belly. And exhale, tip your pelvis back so your lower back presses down into the floor and squeeze your pelvic floor. It's a sense of together, in and up. Inhale, tip your pelvis forward so a little arch happens in your lower back. Relax your pelvic floor. And exhale, tip your pelvis back, lower back presses down, squeeze your pelvic floor. And keep going. So this is a really lovely movement for the back to really help to relieve back pain. It's a lovely movement for the pelvis, helping us to remind ourselves what neutral is in the pelvis. And it's very easy as we get older to allow the pelvis to tip forwards. This really helps to correct that. And as you engage the pelvic floor on that exhale, it really connects the pelvic floor with the breath. To really reintegrate it with the breath, strengthening it, toning it. The exhale, pelvis tips back, squeezing the pelvic floor. The inhale is forwards. The next time you exhale, tip your pelvis back and roll up into a bridge position. Peel your spine up off the floor, one vertebra at a time to come up onto your shoulders. Inhaling up a little higher. And exhale, when you're ready to, roll slowly back down again, one vertebra at a time, as much as possible, to come back down. So again, breathing through the nose, inhale. When you're ready to exhale, tip your pelvis back and roll one vertebra at a time to come back up onto your shoulders. Your inhale, just maybe you come up a little higher. And your exhale takes you back down again, one vertebra at a time to come back down as much as possible, but noticing where it's a bit clunky. It's a resting breath in at the bottom. And keep going. So moving with your own breath. It's a lovely way of freeing up the back, bringing movement to the back, but also it's this gentle inversion. Changing the position of our organs. There's also a little bit of pressure that's put in our throat where we have our thyroid. And just helps to regulate our thyroid, which regulates our metabolism. This gives us more energy. So the last time coming up. And when you come down this time, make that the last time. And then bring your knees in towards your chest and hug and rock from side to side. And then catch hold behind your thighs and rock forwards and back. It might be a little rock, it might be a big rock. If it works for you to come up to sitting, come up to sitting. And then swivel your legs around and come onto your hands and knees. And spread your fingers and do an outward wave with the hands, which is that with the hands. It just helps to make sure that the shoulders are in a lovely healthy position. So outward wave the hands, the creases of the elbows, head forwards, toes under, and come into downward dog. Downward dog is like an upside down V. And pedal your legs. So pedaling, one leg bends, the other leg straightens. Reaching away with the heel of the straight leg. And it should feel like a really lovely stretch in the back of the legs and in the feet. Just really enjoy this lovely stretch, release in the legs. Then bend both legs. Come up onto your tiptoes. And heels away and down. Bending your knees, making sure your knees are pointing directly forwards, then tail away and up, lovely long back. Straighten your legs as much as they straighten. Shake your head around, make sure your neck is lovely and long, and breathe deeply here, long deep breaths through the nose. Big full exhale. The exhale is where we let go of tension, tightness. So breathing in. Big, full exhale. Really feel your body releasing into this pose. Then take your feet a little bit further back and then come to your knees and lower down onto your belly. Hands underneath your shoulders, shoulders away from your ears, elbows in. And when you're ready to, inhale, open up into a cobra, into a back bend. Keep your neck soft. And exhale, come back down. Inhale, unfurl into a back bend. Don't push yourself up with your hands, set your back, you do the work. Exhale, come back down. And a few more times. Opening up the front of the body really helps us to be able to breathe more deeply and feel more energized. The next time you come up, stay there. Spread your fingers. Do that outward wave with the hands again. You'll feel your shoulders firming up. Make sure your neck is free. And really think about your breastbone reaching forwards. And then come down. And then push yourself up onto your hands and knees. We're going to do the cat-cow movement, but rather than moving in one movement, we're going to lead with the tail. So you're going to move your head last. So take a deep breath in. Exhale, curl your tail under, keep your head still. Curl your tail under, then lift your lower back, then your mid-back, then your upper back. Then look towards your tummy and squeeze your pelvic floor. Inhale, keep your head still, but take your tail away and up. Drop your lower back, your mid-back, your upper back, breastbone forwards and head lifting last, but don't throw your head back, keep it soft in the neck. Again, exhale, head stays still, curl your tail under, let that movement flow into your lower back as it lifts, mid-back, upper back, then head comes down underneath you, squeeze your pelvic floor. Head stays still, inhale, tail away and up. Dropping your lower back, mid-back, upper back, head comes forwards last. Keep going, so keeping the head still, curling your tail under, letting that movement follow through. Close your eyes if you're happy to. You can really listen to your body working. Keeping the head still to the last moment, always leading with the tail. Letting that movement flow up the spine, keeping it soft. Deep breaths. It's a lovely way again of freeing up And working, so toning the pelvic floor as well as the whole spine. And then coming to neutral. Spread your fingers again, outward wave of the hands, tuck your toes under, inhale. And exhale, come into downward dog. Big full exhale, inhale, move slowly back to your knees, front of the feet flat, moving with the breath. And exhale, sink back, bottom onto your heels. Deep exhale, the more you sink into it. Inhaling, coming back up onto your hands and knees, outward wave of the hands, tuck your toes under. And exhaling again, moving with the breath, so not just fast, moving slowly with the breath, sinking into downward dog. Inhaling again, moving slowly with the breath, coming back down to your knees, front of the feet flat. And exhaling again, sink back, bottom onto your heels. One more time, inhaling, coming back up onto your hands and knees, outward wave of the hands, tuck your toes under. Exhaling, moving slowly into downward dog. Inhaling, come to your knees. And exhaling, sink back, bottom onto your heels. Coming back up onto your hands and knees. Outward wave of the hands, tuck your toes under. And exhale, come into downward dog. Bend your legs, inhale, step your right foot forwards, make sure your knee is above your ankle, bring your left knee to the floor and the front of the foot flat. And come into a lunge, arms up, shoulders down, breastbone lifted. So you should feel a good stretch in the front of that hip. Breathe deeply. Maybe close your eyes, it's more of a balance with your eyes closed. See how you feel. Long, deep breaths. Taking a deep breath in here. And exhale, hands to the floor. Inhale, tuck your toes under the back foot, lift your left knee, reach back with your heel. And exhale, step back into downward dog. Bend your legs, inhale, step your left foot forwards again, make sure your knee is above your ankle, bring your right knee to the floor, front of the foot flat. Inhaling to come into a lunge, arms up, shoulders down, lift your breastbone. And again, stay here, listening to that stretch in the front of your right hip this time. Breathing deeply into it. Long, slow breaths. Take a deep breath in. And exhale, hands to the floor. Inhale, tuck your toes under the back foot, lift your right knee, reach back with the heel. And exhale, back into downward dog. Then bend both legs and step forwards with one foot and the other. And just take a moment folding further forwards. Bend your legs, inhale, come up, reach up and stretch and have a little bit of a back bend. And then exhale, bring your hands to prayer. And then if you have your arms by your sides, I'm going to come to face you just for this bit. So arms by your sides. Make sure your feet are parallel, hip distance apart. Inhale, rotate your upper arms out. Feel how that takes the shoulders back and down. Exhale, let your arms come back in by your sides. Inhale, rotate your upper arms out. Feel how that shape opens the chest, takes the shoulders back and down. Exhale, back in. The next time you do that, stay there. So rotate your arms, close your eyes, and breathe deeply. Observe that lovely openness in the front of the chest, how much more space you've got to be able to breathe deeply. And when we stand up taller, straighter, Not only are we healthier, but we're also happier and more energized. There's so much more space for the heart, the lungs. Then let your arms come back in. Inhale, rotate your arms, take them up. Exhale, over to the left. Inhale, take your left arm down. And exhale, reach and stretch. Inhale, come back up again, reach up and stretch. And exhale, over to the right. Inhale, right arm down. And exhale, reach and stretch. Inhale to come back up again, reach up. And exhale, take your arms down. Then take your hands behind your back, clasp them together. Lift your breastbone and take your arms away from you and up. Just move your head around, make sure your neck is lovely and free. Sometimes we get very tense around the neck, so just freeing up any tension in the neck. And again, stay here for a moment, breathing through your nose. Close your eyes and observe that breath, observe that stretch, that openness in the front of the chest. Long, deep breaths. And again, big, full exhales. Remember, the exhale is so important. And the next inhale, we're going to fold forwards on the exhale, so big inhale. Exhale, bend your legs, chest onto your thighs, then straighten your legs as much as they straighten. Reach up with your arms. Bend your knees again, hands on your bottom. Inhale, come back up. And a big full exhale. Inhale, take your arms up, reach up. Exhale again, bend your legs, chest onto your thighs, then straighten your legs as much as they straighten. Reach up with your arms. Bend your knees again, hands on your bottom. Inhale, come back up. And a big full exhale. Inhale again, arms up. Exhale, bend your legs, chest onto your thighs, then straighten your legs as much as they straighten with a lovely long back. We're going to stay here. Reach up with your arms, shake your head around, make sure your neck is lovely and free. Spread your toes, raise the arches in your feet. Make sure your knees are pointing directly forwards and squeeze the front of your thighs to release your hamstrings more. Draw your belly in and up. See how that releases your back just a little bit more, helping you tip further forwards. Again, check your neck. And breathe deeply. Then bend your legs, bring your hands back on your bottom. Inhale, come back up. And a big exhale. And let go of your arms. So we're going to come down to the floor again. So you come down onto your bottom and then onto your back. And just take a moment again, hug your knees and rock from side to side. Give your back a nice massage. And then bring your feet onto the floor, arms by your sides, shoulders away from your ears. We're going to come into a bridge again, but we're going to stay here this time. So if you roll up or lift up into a bridge. But this time, if you're happy to, we're going to come up higher. So clasp your hands together underneath you. Walk your arms in closer. Lift your chest up. Lift your hips up. Squeeze your buttocks. See if that gives you a little bit more lift. Don't let the knees go out. Make sure your legs stay parallel. And breathe. Close your eyes. Just listen to your body working here. Again, it's a lovely back bend. The back's working, front of the chest is opening, front of the hips releasing. And again, that pressure in the throat, helping to regulate our metabolism. So we can come out of bridge and also shoulder stand, which you may choose to come into. We can come out of these poses feeling energized, but also relaxed. And then come back down again. And hug your knees and rock from side to side, giving your back a nice massage again. And if you roll over onto your side and push yourself up to a seated position, make sure you're up on your sitting bones. So sit on a block if it's better for you. Don't feel you have to sit cross-legged there. You could have your legs out in front of you. Take your arms out by your sides. Inhale, take your arms back. Exhale, right arm underneath your left arm. Wrap your arms around yourself. Catch all of your shoulder blades if you can. Take your shoulders away from your ears. Close your eyes. And breathe deeply. Long, deep breaths. Notice how the front of the chest is compressed, so you can't really breathe into the front of the chest very much. So the breath moves into the mid and upper back. So it really stretches and releases muscles there that are tight. So it really helps us to be able to breathe more deeply. Freeing up tension too in the mid and upper back. But notice too that you are giving yourself a hug. Really allow yourself to be hugged. Take a moment of self-compassion, understanding, and gratitude. So really giving yourself a hug. Then inhale, take your arms out, reach back. Exhale this time, left arm underneath your right arm, so just a slightly different stretch. Catching hold of the shoulder blades again, if you can reach them, shoulders down. Again, close your eyes. And again, breathe deeply through the nose. So breathing through the nose always as much as possible. It's so much calmer than breathing through the mouth. So long, deep breaths, again observing that stretch between the shoulder blades, around the mid and upper back. Really creating more space to breathe, but also again observe the hug. Really allow yourself to give yourself that hug, to be hugged. And then let go. And roll your shoulders. And then if you take your legs out in front of you, come onto your sitting bones. And just make sure that if you had a tail, your tail would be out behind you. If your pelvis is tipping back, you might want to sit on something. Excuse my dog barking in the background. You might want to just make sure you're sitting on something, just to make sure your pelvis is upright before you come into a forward bend, which we're going to do. Take your hands by your sides. And then inhale, sit up tall, lengthen. And exhale, tip forward. So it's your pelvis tipping forwards. Don't mind your back. Keep your pelvis tipping forwards and just come to where your body finds that's where it gets to. Close your eyes and breathe. You might find it's helpful to have your hands behind you and use the hands to push yourself. So if you haven't gone very far, you might find the hands are much more helpful behind you. If you've gone further, the hands could be here and you could help to pull, press down to the floor and help to pull yourself forwards. You may find you can reach your feet and you can use your hands around the feet to draw yourself further forwards. But wherever you get to, it's just about how far your pelvis tips. It's about a lovely stretch in the back of the legs. And breathe. You might want to just lift up one buttock at a time, just tipping your pelvis forwards a little bit more. Breathe deeply, close your eyes. Long, deep breaths, using the breaths, a deep inhale. Long, complete exhales. The more you exhale, the more your body might just release here. And forward bends are very relaxing, calming. So if you find you're getting very angry with your perimenopause, a forward bend can be a lovely calming, soothing thing to do. Then coming out of it, and come onto your back. And hug your knees and rock from side to side, giving your back a nice massage. And then we're going to come into an optional pose of shoulder stand that you might find you just want to do legs up the wall. If you're going to do a shoulder stand, it is a really good idea to actually give yourself some support. So if you have a blanket, and you can put a blanket inside your mat and fold your mat over the blanket so it's smooth, so you've got a smooth surface. So nicely fold the blanket. But when you come into it, you're going to put your head on the lower bit and your shoulders on the higher bit. I've got a wall near here, and if you haven't done a shoulder stand before, I would really recommend using a wall. I'm going to show you with the wall. Any of you who know how to do a shoulder stand, feel free to go straight into it. But I really would recommend having your head lower than your shoulders to protect your neck. We don't need such a big stretch in the neck. So if you're going to come into this, if you have your feet on the wall, and you have your head on the floor, your shoulders resting on the raised blanket and folded up mat, or you could just have a cushion inside your folded up mat, feet on the wall, and then you can push into the wall to lift your hips up off the floor. And then bring your hands underneath your hips and walk your elbows in. And that might be just as far as you go. You might just feel, actually, I'm going to keep my feet on the wall. I'm going to stay here. Listen to how this feels. Don't go up so high that your back or your neck doesn't like it. Make sure you are happy where you are. If you're happy to, you can take a foot off the wall or the other one. If you're happy, both feet can come off the wall. But just if you feel okay being where you are, don't turn your head from side to side when you're here. It's a big stretch for the neck. Try and make sure your elbows are absolutely in by your sides. And close your eyes and breathe. Now in a shoulder stand, all our organs are being turned upside down. It's a lovely way of shifting them around, to really helping them to work more efficiently. Again, we've got that pressure in the throat, the thyroid, getting stimulated, regulated. It's a great place too to access your pelvic floor. So inhale, exhale, squeeze your pelvic floor. Inhale, relax. Exhale, squeeze your pelvic floor. You're working with gravity here. Inhale, relax. You also haven't got the pelvic floor with all the weight of the organs pressing down onto it. So it's a really great place to strengthen the pelvic floor. So each exhale, squeeze it. And then to come down, if you're using a wall, bring your feet back onto the wall. Take your hands away from your hips and lower yourself back down. And then shuffle out away from the wall. Move your blanket and flatten your mat out. And after doing a shoulder stand, it's really good to do a fish to open out the throat. So come onto your back again, lift your bottom up and take your hands underneath your bottom. And then straighten your legs. And then walk your elbows in underneath you. Walk your shoulders towards each other, your elbows towards each other. And then press down into your elbows and lift your breastbone up, and then slide or lift your head up, tip your head back, and come either onto the back of the head or the top of the head, wherever you come to rest. Lifting your breastbone up, pressing down with the elbows, so you should feel your upper back muscles working. A lovely sense of openness in the front of the chest. And again, breathe deeply into this openness in the front of the chest. It's another great place for the thyroid, a lovely openness, stretch in the thyroid. Feel these upper back muscles working so that we can stand up straighter, up taller, feeling more energized. And then come back down. Wriggle your elbows out, bring your knees in towards your chest, hug your knees and rock from side to side. And then we're going to do a twist. So if you bring your feet back onto the floor, straighten your left leg along the floor, Lift your bottom up and take it off to the right a little bit. And then bring your right foot to rest on your left knee. Arms out the side, palms facing up. And take your knee over to the left. So your right hip comes up off the floor. And just maybe your left hand comes to rest on your right thigh. It doesn't have to. And don't force it to be anywhere, but just allow just gentle encouragement for that thigh to head over. You may want to turn your head off to the right. But again, breathe deeply through the nose. Inhale, take your breath all the way down to your right hip, all the way up to your armpit. And exhale fully. Long deep breaths. Each inhale down into the hip, all the way up to your armpit. And a big full exhale. So stay there, listening to your body as you breathe deeply. Really feel your body releasing more into the stretch, into this twist. The more you exhale, the more your body can release into it. And then come out of it. Shuffle your bottom back to the middle. Straighten your right leg. Lift your bottom over and move it to the left a little bit. Arms out by your sides. Left foot comes to rest on your right knee. And then take your left knee over to the right. So again, your left hip comes up off the floor. Your right hand this time maybe comes to rest on your left thigh. So again, just encouraging it to head over. Maybe you turn off to the left. And just allow your neck to let go, to soften, to release. But again, just check that your body feels happy where you are. Don't force that thigh over. Breathe. So using the breath to encourage your body to let go rather than force. If you really try and push yourself to be somewhere, your body's going to tense up to try and protect itself. But if you breathe deeply, your body will let go and release safely. So again, take your inhale all the way down to your left hip, all the way up to your armpit. And exhale fully. Long, deep breaths. Each inhale down, then up. And a complete exhale. So it's really listening to your body here. Feeling your body releasing. And then coming back up to center. Shuffling your bottom back to the middle. Bring your knees in towards your chest. Hug your knees and rock from side to side. And then if you roll over onto your side and come up to sitting one last time. We're going to do a breathing exercise. It is a lovely balancing breathing exercise. And it is a lovely one for doing at odd moments when we're feeling frazzled, angry, stressed, just in any moments of feeling out of sorts. So it's called alternate nostril breathing. What we're going to do is we're going to close the right nostril with the right thumb, and we're going to close the left nostril with the ring finger. So we're going to alternate, and I'll talk you through it. So sit up tall. When you're ready to, block your right nostril and breathe in through your left nostril. Close your left nostril and breathe out of your right nostril. Breathe in through your right nostril. Close your right nostril and breathe out of the left. Breathe in through the left nostril. Close the left nostril and breathe out the right nostril. breathe in through the right nostril. Close the right. And breathe out the left. And keep going. Slow it down as much as you are able to slow it down to. As much as you're comfortable to slow it down. Close your eyes. So you're breathing in through the same nostril that you breathed out of. See if you can allow a pause to happen after you've breathed out. After you breathe in, don't rush the breath. Slow it down. Allow the breath to feel strange, just let it feel comfortable but leisurely. And when you next breathe out of the left nostril, make that the last time. And just take a moment to observe how you feel. And then we're going to finish off with our relaxations. So if you come onto your back, if you have a blanket, grab the blanket or put something warm on so you don't get cold. So come onto your back. Legs straight ideally, but if you're more comfortable with them bent, have them bent. Arms away from your body, palms facing up. Make sure your shoulders are away from your ears. Let your legs just flop, relax outwards. Eyes closed. And bring your awareness to your breath. Draw your breath down into your belly. Feel your belly swelling on the inhale and falling on the exhale. Observe the rise and the fall of your belly. Again, breathing through the nose. Allow a pause after each inhalation and after each exhalation. Really allow your breath to be leisurely. Then bring your awareness to your right thumb. You don't need to move anything, but just bring your awareness to your right thumb, your right forefinger, third finger, fourth finger, and little finger. The palm of your hand and the back of your hand, your wrist, forearm, elbow, upper arm, armpit, the right side of your waist, right hip, thigh, knee, calf, ankle, heel, and sole of the foot, top of the foot, big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe, and little toe. Bring your awareness to your left thumb, forefinger, third finger, fourth finger, and little finger. The palm of your hand and the back of your hand, your wrist, forearm, elbow, upper arm, armpit, the left side of your waist, left hip, thigh, knee, calf, ankle, heel and sole of the foot, top of the foot, big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe, and little toe. Bring your awareness to your belly, your chest, and your throat. Bring your awareness to your buttocks, your spine, shoulder blades, the back of your neck, the back of your head, and the top of your head, your forehead, your right eyebrow, left eyebrow, and between your eyebrows, your third eye, the center of your intuition. Bring your awareness to your right eye, left eye, right nostril, left nostril, your whole nose, your right ear, left ear, right cheek, left cheek, your jaw, chin, lips, and tongue. Make sure your tongue is away from the roof of your mouth. Allow your jaw to hang loose. Feel your cheeks melting towards your ears, and your ears melting towards the floor. Feel your forehead smoothing out, tension-free. Feel your whole face melting. Feel your whole body melting, letting go, releasing into the floor, totally supported by the floor, by the earth beneath you. And just take a moment to be in this moment. Your mind and your body relaxed. And then becoming aware again of your whole body here. Your whole body in this room, on the floor. Becoming aware of where you are. Becoming aware of sounds around you. And allow your breath to deepen. And then begin to bring some movement back to your fingers and your toes. Wriggle your fingers and toes. Turn your head from side to side, bringing movement back to your neck. And then slide your arms along the floor until they're above your head. Clasp your hands together above your head. Turn the palms away from you and have a big stretch. Point your toes, reach and stretch. And push away with your heels and stretch too, lengthen. And then bring your knees in towards your chest. Hug your knees in towards your chest and rock from side to side, giving your back a nice massage. A moment of gratitude to your body. And then keeping your eyes closed, if you roll over onto one side and use your hands to push yourself up to sitting with your eyes still closed. And if you rub your hands together until you feel a warmth between the palms of your hands, cup your hands over your eyes and just stay there for a moment. It's a lovely soothing place for the eyes. And then blink your eyes open into the semi-darkness behind your hands and slide them down your face to a prayer position. Om Shanti. Peace. So do remember that relaxation, how important relaxation is and how important it is to relax to get rid of stress when we're going through menopause, perimenopause. That even moments when you can't sleep, if you can just not get stressed about it, but just lie there and just try and be as relaxed as possible, you'll find that it's almost as good as sleep, so you won't wake up feeling quite so tired. And tiredness really does aggravate all the symptoms of menopause, just like stress does. So sometimes it can be quite helpful when you are in bed just to go around your body and do that, taking your awareness to your thumb, doing it to yourself when you're lying in bed, and you really will find it might send you off to sleep. It'll leave you feeling more relaxed. I hope that helps. Please do subscribe if you enjoy my videos or find them helpful. Thank you.